Hello and welcome everybody to Erie Wellness Connect. This is the Erie podcast where we are going to dive into all things Erie that bring joy, wellness, and connection in our community. I'm super excited to introduce our first guest today, the fabulous and exuberant Erin Fleming. Erin, welcome.
Hey, girl.
So, most of you might know Erin from, she's an Erie. She is our Roxiva Light Therapy expert. And she is also the owner of Pranayoga, which is the first and right now only aerial yoga studio here in Erie.
Thanks.
Erin, welcome.
Well, thank you so much for that. Thank you. I'm really excited to do this with you. I love these
Yeah,
new frontiers with you, Heather.
this is super fun. So, Erin, we're going to talk about a few things today. Feel free to, just be yourself and have fun. And hopefully, it'll help you kind of wrap your brain around where you're at right now in life and help you maybe articulate a little bit about what's going on with you and where you want to go and stuff.
Okay.
So, first off, a lot of you may have seen her at my main business, a compassionate heart massage therapy. She is our front desk. What do you call yourself? Customer service? What?
Concierge specialist. I like the word concierge because it kind of encompasses a lot of things and it also implies a certain level of care and service. My word.
When the position came open and I needed to have somebody fill that position, you were top of mind for me because you have this way about you that makes people just feel so comfortable in your presence. And you're like this mama bear that brings this feeling of comfort and fun and the ability to just be ourselves around you.
Oh,
And you're also just very good at, I don't want to say selling because you don't sell things, but you know how to talk about things that people
yeah.
may actually need
Yeah.
when they leave. So tell us a little bit how you embrace being working at the front desk and what that means for you in this stage in your life and all that.
Well, specifically for me right now, being on the opposite end of that, I'm was your guest. I would come to your office for healing, for massage, for therapy, for a shoulder to cry on every once in a while. Like your spot has always been my spot for that exact healing that, you talk about and offer. So as the provider side now, I guess, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like I have all that experience of where I was or have found myself in, different places and time. And I just apply that to the people that I see coming in. A lot of folks are very like, they're very private, but you just understand that about them and you still make them feel comfortable. It's just it's a gift.
It it really is a gift though,
Don't
because
tell.
there's something about walking into a space and feeling like it's home, right? So people walk in and you're just like, "Hey girl, what's up?" Like you've known them forever.
Yeah.
And that's why, like you said, it's a gift, right?
Uh-huh.
Not everybody can do that.
I guess we
So
take it for granted, because sometimes that's perceived as, less than professional or, but on the other hand, I again, just giving that person coming in the opportunity to just feel comfortable, and I could tell right away if I gotta leave the girlfriend and drop into the ma'am, you know,
yeah,
or real, I could read them that way, and I could slide in and out of that kind of comfort zone with them. I just want them to feel good too.
kind of like you're their friend already
Yeah.
as soon as
You
they
know,
walk in the door.
yeah, that's my job is to make them feel comfortable. Not
Yeah.
everybody can get their clothes off and go lay on a table and let somebody touch them.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
hard to trust somebody. Just like when
Mhm.
I try to hang somebody in one of these silks,
Yeah.
you have to have a certain amount of trust in your provider and what they have to support you.
Yep.
And that starts when the second you leave your house and you're on the way to that person. So
Yep.
you're already trying to get in the mode of whatever comfort, relaxation, peace, quiet, healing. You're already doing that the minute you leave your own home.
Right.
So
in it, it's hard for people. I mean, it's like you said, to get naked and to get onto somebody's table, especially that first time, it's very, very brave of people
Yeah.
to make that phone call. And I think
Yeah.
it's just about taking it seriously too, like on our end as providers or being as part of this business, seasoned professionals at this.
Yeah.
So for us to not always fully understand where that first time person coming in might be coming from, to still have that full understanding of where they are coming from is very, very important.
Yeah. A lot of it's easy to assume because they're coming for healing on some level, period.
Right.
They're coming for that sense of reconnection to their self, to get back into their bodies, to figure their shit out. I mean, it is the ultimate journey because, especially if you're living with pain, chronic pain in particular, you don't even trust your own body. How are you going to trust the people that, y- you know?
Yes.
So it's a very interwoven, interconnected.
Body,
Like,
mind, soul, right?
yeah, it is. And I mean, I do also feel that the experience that I have in customer service outside of your office as a yoga teacher, as a business owner here in the city for a number of years, you just develop your own personality because it's you. It's
Yep.
yours. You're not somebody else's face. You're representing yourself. So it's
Yep.
easy for me to come and do that as your concierge. It is a gift for me, girl. Um,
Well, we love having you here, and the guests love having you here. Even as soon as you came in here, you really took to our newest service, the Roxiva Light Therapy,
yeah.
right? So you and I both, when we both first experienced the Roxiva, I think we both really liked it because even though it drops you into your body and into your brain, it actually helps you to disconnect
It's
as well.
amazing. Yes.
Tell us a little bit about your experience with Roxiva and why you would recommend it to other people.
First of all, I think we all low key live with anxiety and differing degrees of depression and fear. And there's a lot of discomfort, even just the season. You add all this snow, and there's another layer of things you have to deal with. If we are already all those layers, and then all these layers are compressing on us, that light just breaks through it all. It just breaks through it. The specific brain waves literally attach themselves to you to match what you're trying to feel. And when you're trying to get out of that, everything's compressing against me. It the first session I did, I felt like I was on my way to heaven. And
Yes.
everything opened up. And I don't mean like I had a near death experience. By no means. I had an awakening, an alivening that I mean, I couldn't open my eyes wide enough even though
Yes.
they were closed. You know what I
Yes.
mean? I could feel myself outside of me and still cocooned in that little space. I could still feel my blanket. Everything about it felt comfortable and settling.
Yes.
And man, did this girl like that.
So the first time I did it, and I think you would agree with this, the very first minute or two of it is overwhelming.
So what
Can
the fuck
feel,
is this?
what the fuck is this? Yeah. Right. I don't know if we're allowed to swear in this show, but swearing, right?
Beep.
It's, and
Yeah.
then, but it's, so it works in two folds because just like in life, you're going to have all this shit coming at you,
Mhm.
right?
Ma'am. Yeah.
In the moment you just let go and breathe into it and allow it to be, that is when the flow starts to happen.
Absolutely.
And then using this light. So the way it gets in there, it's like the moment you start to let go, and you and I know that we've noticed this in clients when they're sitting in the chair, they'll all sit there a little bit like kind of stiff at first. And then the moment they start to let go,
You
you
just
can
see the way
you can see
see
it in their
yeah,
body.
I love it.
Yeah.
To me, that is
And
the best visual, like, that is the most beautiful expression of humanity that you could exchange when you could witness somebody relax
really,
so calmly and deeply in your presence.
yeah.
Holy cow, man.
right?
Yes.
To allow them
Yeah.
to go on this journey through this full immersive experience
Yeah.
of light, sound, and vibration,
Yeah.
because
I
it
love
brings
that.
all
I
to
really do enjoy when the vibration is just a little less than, even when it's very faint, your brain is looking for it. You know what I
yes.
mean? Because it's like, "Oh, where's it at? Where's it at?" You
Yep,
know? So
yep.
for me, I really appreciate the sessions that have that little bit more of that feeling. I like the layers for
Yeah.
yeah.
And, and we tell people too that, it it's a relaxing tool. So what I really enjoyed about it was because I have constant mind chatter. And we talk about this with Christine, the asshole brain, right? Just because it's constantly at us. Right? The first time I sat underneath that light was the first time that mind chatter finally stopped for me. It settled down. It felt like it got wrangled like a cow in a rodeo, right? It finally got under control. And what people don't fully understand sometimes is that it's kind of what it's doing. It's putting you in a trance, is what it's
Mhm.
doing,
Yeah.
right? So it's kind of like scrambling those thoughts a little bit so that you're not constantly
In the
looping,
loop.
like,
Yeah, it gets you out of your own loop, it gets you out of your way so that
mhm,
it can find those gamma waves, it could find that specific activity that's going on in your brain and bring it to where you're trying to get it. Whether it's deep down into a very deep meditative state, still gonna take practice. In one session's not gonna just, you know.
right. Which is why they call it an entrainment machine, right?
Yes,
Because
and train.
it takes a few
It takes
sessions.
time.
Yeah.
You are literally creating a pathway in your brain through the
Mhm.
sound, through the light, through the experience, through the quiet time that you give to yourself to just be with all of it. you know,
Right.
it's literally construction. In
Yes.
yoga practice, they call it samskara. It's
Whatever word that is.
yeah, it means a new pathway.
You have to remember that your brain is a muscle.
Yeah.
So it's muscle memory. So when you're in that constant loop, that constant brain chatter, it happens because that's all it
It's
needs. That's all it knows.
yeah, you gotta break
So
it up.
this is a healthy way of breaking that brain
It's an
chatter.
interrupter. Mhm.
Yep. Yep.
In all the best ways.
So leading into the Roxiva, so you're starting back up now. For years, you were doing the prana yoga there on Sixth and Cascade. Is that
Yep.
it? And so you took a few year break, and now you're just getting back into it here.
Yeah.
So I know you were going to do an open house on this past Saturday. We had the Snowmageddon, but tell us where prana yoga is right now and where you kind of see it just within the next like 6 months to a year, what you really want to do with prana yoga. And in fact, tell me what prana yoga means.
So prana is just chi, life force, breath, breathing. It's just again a fancy word of the Sanskrit. I don't mean any disrespect when I say, oh, it's just but it represents your breath, your life force. I've always needed breathing room, you know. And when I was a much younger yoga teacher, slower practices were introduced to me, restorative yoga specifically. And I just became like, "Oh, this is what it is. This is how you learn how to center, ground,
Center down.
just." And as a yoga instructor, I got to see a lot of that happening in real time. So
Right.
when I brought it here, the swings were because I needed decompression therapy.
Was that your specifically like your low back and
Yeah,
stuff like
I
that?
needed decompression therapy, like, in the
Yeah.
worst way. And I hate to admit it, but I really didn't trust physical therapists. I trusted my massage therapist and my decompression.
Yeah.
And since I was a yoga teacher and I found this just happened, through the interwebs and was completely intrigued and I went for it as a teaching professional, but mostly from the perspective of, "Oh my gosh, I really need this. This is what I need." And I was very successful in eliminating almost all of that persistent back pain. And I know that you know, as a care provider,
Mhm.
there were a few times I crawled in and out of your office on my knees. It was so uncomfortable, so
It's amazing how, we get into these fields and, a lot of times it starts off as something that we're doing just for ourselves. And then the passion to share with other
yeah.
people on the profound change and transformation that it does for ourselves. We get into these healing modalities because we want to share and help other people because we're like, hey, look, it helped us, right? Like for this one thing, but can help many people for many
Could
different
be an
things. Right.
introduction to whatever their specific is. This isn't gonna
Mhm.
heal everybody. That's not everybody's way. But
Mhm.
when you build the community and you offer a safe place and something that's quiet and there's no judgment and there's sure as hell not any expectations put on you,
Right.
like you can just learn what it means to actually trust again. And that
Mhm.
translates first by your own self because you're doing things that are new to you. You're creating that neural pathway, whether you're using the Roxiva, whether you're in a yoga practice on the ground or, without the gravity, because then you could really let go. You know,
Yeah.
you're not
Yeah.
fighting gravity. It's even for that 1 hour a week. It calms your
Makes a
body,
huge
it
difference.
brings your cortisol down, it's soothing, it's healing, it's giving you a deeper form of nourishment. And girl,
It's
you
also
know I'm all about nourishment.
I always love a good, "Can I really do this?"
And I
So, I remember when you first started off, you were like,
you were my
You wanna
guinea
come
pig."
to" and I came over to your home,
Yeah.
and,
Oh my god,
I remember being scared that first time, like, even, like, hanging in it on my hips, and you're like, "Let it go, let it go."
yeah, because I was kind of poking you a little bit because I already had that relationship with you. So I could
Right.
see it. It was apparent, and I knew that all you needed was a little poke. And, when it happens, it's remarkable.
Learning to trust the process,
Yeah.
but that's also having a teacher there that you can trust
Aw, thanks,
with
girl.
that process.
Yeah.
It makes a big difference having somebody like you in the form of being a mentor and a teacher in that
Thank
sense.
you.
So definitely thank you on that.
Thank you. It's my privilege.
Tell me a yoga pose that you could do all day.
All day,
Explain to our viewers what Savasana is.
Savasana is rest. Savasana is corpse pose. It's the time at the end of most yoga practices where you get to integrate the little work that you've done. It brings everything together, basically. Laying on your back on rest. So,
But being mindful, right,
yeah.
of what you just did, said
Yes. Oh,
incorporating that, right?
absolutely. I'm just making a little bit of a joke because winter.
Tell me, what's your go-to snack after a long day?
Go-to snack after a long day. I have 2. Depends on what kind of mood I'm in. I am a cookie monster.
Are you?
But I really my go-to is, like, olives and bread, like, not really a charcuterie, but, like, a little like, yeah.
Mediterranean type
Yeah,
of.
little snacks like olives and peppers and cheese. It feels good in my belly, and I don't have to cook.
What is your favorite local spot in Erie to unwind at?
Favorite local spot to unwind at.
I already know what this is, and you're just trying to.
Well, I have a couple, so I
What's your what's your third space?
don't. Please tell me you're not thinking of the Colony.
Well, you know what? No. There's something to be said about having that place that you can go to at the
Yeah.
end of the
Oh,
day.
honey, it is. Honestly,
And,
it's like
and have
anybody
those
grew up watching
people.
Cheers, it's literally like walking into that same kind of environment, that we kinda spent Thursday nights with for, 10 seasons.
I have several different places that I go to, but there's always that one place where you walk into and just all your friends there. And I think the importance of having that third space in the way that we create our spaces, the way that you've created your space, is the way that you welcome people into our space, into your space,
Sure.
that third space. Come and be. This is
Um,
community,
yeah.
right? So that's the importance of all that. And one thing people would be shocked to learn about you.
One thing they would be shocked to learn about me.
We're not shocked about
No,
that.
we're not shocked.
You and I both. There's a reason why we work together.
You know what might be shocking? I love to drive fast.
You love to what?
I like to drive fast.
Yes, you do. I was actually surprised at the fact that you even drove for the first place when you started driving. And then the few times I've driven with you, yeah, but you also, what's your favorite band?
It's for me, honestly, it's silly, but I know all the music. I know all those words. I can play the drum solos in my mind. That's almost like another third space for me,
Mhm.
because I could rage,
Yeah.
I could cry, I could be really happy and boss lady in it,
Ooh, I just got the chills when you said that. Like, I, I'd never even thought about that in you.
Yeah, like, I know, like, people tease me because it's Bon Jovi, but, like, if you're still getting goosebumps when Prayer comes on, then it's working for you,
Yep,
It
that's amazing.
is other.
I love it. Erin, just to kind of wrap up, do you have another time that you're going to try to do your little open house at
Yeah, I
the
am. I'm actually thinking about changing it up a little bit because we're all kinda stuck at home and, it's kinda weird right now, and I was thinking about changing it more into a little bit of a potluck. And inviting everybody back and making it more of a gathering. You know what I mean? So I was hoping to do that this weekend, but I'm going to wait another week and really give it
Yeah,
some time to get some stuff cleared because in the little bit that I've been traversing in the truck that I can at least have the wheels to move through this, man, it's rough, and it's rough
it's
on our
rough.
vehicles too, you know what I mean? So, I'm gonna do it before or, maybe make it more like a solstice gathering type thing, you know?
Oh, oh my gosh. That's
Thanks.
perfect. And
Okay.
I love the potluck idea. And we can have some music there.
Yeah,
Maybe one or two Bon
maybe one
Jovis.
or 2. I'll play you the new ones.
Erin, the reason I wanted to do this podcast again, I had started doing it last year and I kind of went off the rails a little bit. Life got a little bit busy, but I really want to showcase the people, the businesses, the hearts in Erie that really drive our community forward and bring safe spaces to our clients out here. You are definitely one of those people. You are forefront of the wellness community here.
Thank
And we thank you for everything you do, Erin.
Oh my god. Thank you so much for those kind words, Heather. I appreciate them very much.
Yeah, we're lucky to have you.
Oh, thank you.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in. I'm not sure who I'm going to have on next, but we're going to keep on rolling and bringing on these awesome people here. I love making connections like this. We make lifelong friends just by having heartfelt conversations like this, right, Aaron?
I love it. Open, warm. You're my friend, Heather.
Ah, girl.
Mm,
All
thank you.
right. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.